afternoon YouTube. I think it's just past midday. I'm on meal 2. And I'm starving. And I'm probably going to be starving after this bowl of veg and heck sausages, but we are on a diet. Yes, we're on a diet now. It's sort of calling it an aggressive mini cut with my new coach. So yeah, moving forward, I will be working with a new coach and I will be covering that in this video. The reasons why I've switched coaches after such a long time with Paige, and also what my new training split's looking like. And yeah, I'll be off to train today and I will show you how it goes. So it's 2:30 now. It's actually a busy Monday today. I'm sort of cut in between client calls, like just with it being January and people are just wanting to sign up and stuff. So cut in between a few client calls. So I'd usually go to Ultraflex on a Monday, but with this new split I am starting, I'm going to go to Altered Image, so it's just across the road today because I've got another call in an hour and a half, 4 o'clock, and I will just be able to get my session done and come back in time for that. But also this is probably the only session of the split where there is enough kit at Altered Image, because now I'm doing legs every day of my split. It's a 4-day split, and so I've got like back and hamstring today, for example, but every session that legs gets hit. And you know, there's a pendulum on one day, a hack on another day, and a glute drive on another day, and that those 3 pieces of kit are at Ultraflex. So going forward, I'll be continuing to train 3 days a week at Ultraflex, and then probably this will be the only session that I would realistically be able to do at Altered Image. So yeah, it works out anyway that, you know, I'm busy today because, you know, I need to be at Altered Image anyway. So yeah, I'm going to hop over the road now, crack on with the session, and I'll catch up with you soon. Alright, so first exercise of the back and hamstring session. So we're starting with seated ham curls. Got 3 sets of this. It's 10 to 12 on the first 2 sets, and then a third set of 12 to 15. And it's focusing on a 2 down, 1 rest, 3 up, 1 rest tempo. So 2, 1, 3, 1. And yeah, to be honest, I haven't really been focusing a lot on tempos when I've been training, and it is making a huge difference in just kind of my overall execution. And so yeah, it's really helpful, and this is what I mean about having a new approach, new coach, new approach. Just for some reason I've just not considered bothering with tempos recently, so it's nice to have those in and just have, yeah, like an actual time under tension to focus on. So knowing that I need to go down for 2 counts, hold at the bottom for 1, and then come up for 3 and hold at the top for 1, get the air in and go back down again. So yeah, makes the overall exercise a lot more challenging, and certainly to burn out the hamstrings as well. It's really, really great. Watch the wholly awkward attempt of me getting into this machine. I have to have the machine on the closest to me that I possibly can in order for me to get a full range of motion when I come back, as you see there. So obviously I'm wanting my knees to come all the way into my chest and really drive, because I'm really trying to get that glute and hamstring. Unfortunately, to be honest though, I did not get that with this machine. It was just so much quad for me, and yeah, that wasn't ideal. The leg presses at Altered Image, there's 2, there's like a pivot, there's also like just a normal plate loaded one. Actually there's a third one as well, which is like you're lying on your back, so I might try that one, but essentially the other 2 are too big for me. So, well, I can't reach to rack and things like that, which is why I thought I would try this Cybex horizontal leg press, because I've tried it. It's been on my split before. When I was in prep, I was doing the single leg, and it was perfect for single leg press. I could really get that connection with my glutes and hamstrings, but yeah, on this day, it was just all quads for me, and it was actually pretty uncomfortable as well. To be honest, I just didn't get on with this at all, and that's the thing when you are, you know, working through a new split and you're going through kind of checking which machines you might get on with. Sometimes it doesn't work, and yeah, for me definitely this didn't work. Awkward trying to get out of it, not comfortable, won't be doing this leg press again. Next on the plan is Dumbbell Rdls, which I've not done for a long time. With my left shoulder injury, sometimes I just think holding heavy sort of dumbbells in my hands can just cause a little bit of, you know, tension through that shoulder, and it doesn't feel good. But this felt okay today. I was just started with the 24s for my first set, because I didn't want to go too heavy for initial, you know, first time doing this exercise in a long time kind of thing. I just wanted to see if I could actually get a good connection with the hamstrings, and yeah, just really focusing on pushing my glutes back, hips back, not bringing my legs forwards. Sometimes I have a tendency to bend my legs a little bit too much. So yeah, I was just trying to really focus on that, keeping the shoulders back as well, nice neutral back throughout, and just obviously not wanting to feel any lower back tension. So I think I started to vaguely feel that towards the end of the set, which is when I cut the set off and left it. But yeah. So last one for the lower, we've got abductors on this session. So yeah, you'll see what I'm doing here, the Cybex machine in Altered Image. There's a really short range of motion on it, which is a very bizarre. I've always found it really bizarre trying to use this abductor, I'll be honest with you. But with the tempo that's set for this, it's 2-1, 2-1. So you push out for 2, hold for 1 before you come back in for 2. And yeah, that hold for 1, which is often neglected, you just kind of smash through the reps. That hold really did burn. You can see me really going for it towards the end. I really was feeling a burn, and definitely got an actual real good connection with the abductors here. So yeah, I am really enjoying actually being able to focus on tempos now. Cheers, mate, walking in on my set. So on to back, we've got a chest supported row cluster set, so 5x5, which actually didn't work with this machine because I'll do 5 reps and then I can't, reach each time to reset, and it's meant to be a 10-second rest. So you'll see I kind of let go of the weight, and it's almost like I can't actually do that because I'd have to reset the whole thing and re-wrap. So I tried to just kind of wait, as you'll see there. But yeah, luckily there's another chest supported row machine at Altered Image, which I will try next time. So again, it's a matter of, you're going to try sometimes your session through when you've got a new split, and it's not always going to work perfectly. This was just way too awkward. I had to try and let go and not have to reset the whole thing. And yeah, it's a great machine, but not for this purpose. So second of the 3 back exercises is a lats pull down, 3 sets, 2 of 10 to 12, and the last one of 12 to 15. So for this one, I've gone for a D handle variation. It's my absolute favourite variation. Just gets the lats so well. So rather than kind of having to have your elbows kind of facing out, in this case, you're leading with the elbows when you want to get the lats. And with here, the way that you can kind of hold the 2 handles and then lead the elbows down and bring them sort of into your back pocket and really tuck into the sides and squeeze, just gets the lats so well. I'd honestly recommend this to anyone that's kind of struggling to get your lats in a lat pull down. Just try this variation. It's really, really nice. Yeah, I'm focusing on a 2-1, 2-1 count here with the tempo as well. So down for 2 and a little squeeze, which to be fair, I think I could, towards the end especially, I could have definitely held for longer at the bottom, which is something I'll try next week. So last exercise of the session, it's another cluster set, 5x5 with a seated cable row. So for me, just going for the narrow handle, again, just to get the lats. So thinking about keeping your elbows tucked, bringing them down into your sides, just close, they should be stroking your sides basically. And yeah, got a 10-second pause between these sets. So I would try and kind of keep a good few seconds before I went into the next set. But yes, I like this variation again with the little D handle, so it's, or whatever people want to call it, a V handle, but the narrow grip handle basically, just for the lats, it's perfect. So yeah, after 2 sets, I'm sort of starting to really feel it. I mean, if thinking about the benefit of a cluster set, obviously. So yeah, this is me getting 25 reps across 1 set, and it's a heavy weight. Trust me, it was a struggle, but when you've just got to get 5 and then you get to pause for 10 seconds and reset, you can then go again for another 5 and so on. Whereas obviously I could have got 2 separate sets, let's say of, 12, and that would have been 24 reps overall. But doing it all in one go, you just firing blood into that muscle again and again. Obviously it's really time efficient as well. But yeah, so my coach wants me to, he wants me to grow my back a lot basically. And he's thought that these cluster sets will be a really good way for me to just kind of get that. So it's something that we're going to have for now and assess basically and sort of see how the growth comes along. And yeah, I'm interested. This is literally the 3 exercises I've got for back in my new splits, so I've got to absolutely rinse them. I think you can see here as well by the end of the set, the faces are very much telling you that I'm absolutely at the end of it. So literally on fire at the point now that my lats, so I was very excited to finish. Whew, back in from the session, and it's 7 minutes to 4, so I smashed it in time. Just finishing off my 10 grams of intra. Now I'll quickly make up another drink before I have... Oh, my brain's dead. I can't think what I was going to say. Nothing to do with being starving. I'm not starving actually, but I'm joking about basically being back on a prep diet. Haha. But yeah, that session was very much trying out equipment, seeing what worked based on the plan. A couple of things didn't work, as I said in the voiceover. So yeah, we'll just assess going forward. But that's kind of what happens when you are trying out a new split. The first week's just about kind of assessing what you can do, assessing the weights, assessing the machines, and very much just setting baselines for the session. So yeah, I mean, my back's fried after those cluster sets, so that's a good thing. And each week now it's just room for progression in all aspects, focusing more on those tempos, upping the weights, getting more comfortable with the movements. So yeah, starting from the bottom again with a new split. It's exciting, really. But yeah, I best crack on now, get myself settled, and the call is in 5 minutes. Some lady from Canada. I don't know how she found me yet, because she doesn't follow me on Instagram, so I have a feeling she's actually found me on YouTube, because she's from Canada. She just booked a consultation call, which is the link in this description is always a consultation call, which, to be honest, I should probably put going forward, I'll put the link to my application form, because I get a lot more information from the application form than I do from someone booking in a call. So yeah, I'm assuming she's found me on YouTube, which is pretty damn cool. So it should be cool to talk to someone from across the pond. But yes, apart from that, I will catch you guys in a bit. Oh, so I'm back in the boardroom now, or the office. I think I've been watching The Apprentice, that's why I said boardroom. But I've just been doing my university course, the J3 University. So the topic I've just done is glucose management, which is pretty relevant because, yeah, so one of the main factors that I'll be kind of looking at going forward is my blood glucose levels. Yes, so I'm currently sat starving. It literally feels like I'm on prep, like just constant hunger. But yeah, my food's dropped quite significantly, and this hasn't really got a lot to do with oh, I feel fat, so I want to drop body weight. This is to do with me, literally everything I've just written down about insulin sensitivity and glucose management. It's completely what's going on right now. So I just need to get myself into a insulin sensitive state. So I've gained a lot of, got quite a lot of body fat basically. Obviously since I stepped off stage, and now is the time to kind of just quite rapidly bring my body weight down, which will help me to just be in a really good prime position then to smash into a gaining phase properly. Yeah, and just be really kind of ready to push food and drive things. So yeah, it's like a new level of being coached basically. It's a whole new level of me looking at other factors and kind of really get into the nitty gritty of bodybuilding now, and just a lot of kind of more complexity than just what I'm eating and how hard I'm training basically. So yeah, it's just an overall level up really, and it's sort of like, whilst I'm learning from the J3 University, it's interesting how what John says is coupled a lot with what my new coach is saying. It just kind of it seems to marry up very nicely. So I think I'm going to learn a lot more going forward, and be able to kind of have these new strategies and methods and knowledge to implement with my own clients. So it's an exciting time, yeah. But it just means I'm very, very hungry. So yeah, I mean, for me, the new macros, it's like, and there's 100 gram variance in my training and rest day carbs, which for me is, I've not really done that before. I've usually kept like quite a small variance between my carbs, but instead on a rest day now, I'm going to have like double the amount of fats that I would have on a training day. So yeah, tomorrow is my first rest day on this new plan, which means that I'm going to be having to kind of eat a lot of fats throughout the day and keep carbs low. So it's basically like switching up my meals and things like this. So it's a whole new approach for me. Like I say, starting with a new coach, it's taking on a whole new approach. It's like, yeah, you've learned so much from one coach over being with them for a couple of years, and sometimes that's also another reason to get a new coach is just to have a different approach. So I am excited, and I'm excited to kind of step up in terms of like the level that I'm going to be going into with monitoring everything. So yeah, just a bit hungry, but yeah, just to make it clear that I'm not dieting for like an aesthetic purpose as such. It's a little bit more intricate than that. and it's going to help me going forward to like gain optimally. Yeah, so I'm gonna probably finish off my steps now. It's 6:30 and I'm starving, and I want to put off food until it gets a bit later, so I can have, I've probably got room for like 2 more meals, like a savoury dinner and then something for after, like probably a bowl of oats. Okay, so we're a couple of days in the future now. I've had my rest day yesterday, got through it all right. I think in order to hit my fats, I went and bought some peanut butter. I haven't had peanut butter in a while, but yeah, pretty nice. And I had a lot of cheese as well. There are better ways probably to get my fats going forward, like avocado, oil. I would say nuts, but I'm really not a fan. I like peanut butter, but not nuts. But yeah, I think a lot of my fats are coming from kind of spreads, you know, like Biscoff spread, chocolate spread, and it's not really the best way to get your fats in. They're not really like clean sources of fat, and also like they tend to have a few carbs in as well, and when you're trying to keep your carbs low and your fats high, it's a little bit awkward. So I'll probably look at some other fat sources, but you know, this is different for me, so I'm like, you know, getting used to the new approach. But yes, in order to wrap up this video, it would be weird if I didn't actually say who my new coach is. So I am going to be working with Tom Hames going forwards. So yeah, you'll know them as Evolution Training on Instagram. And yeah, Tom Hames is, to be fair, like I tend to just go with a very quick gut feeling sometimes. I don't spend long thinking about something. I wasn't thinking for months and months like, oh yeah, I really like Tom Hames's approach or anything like this. It just kind of came to me like that, because I've been putting off getting a new coach because I'm just so loyal to Paige. You know, we go back so long, we've worked so well together, and just the thought of not working with Paige anymore like made me feel really sad. And you know, for me to terminate that coaching relationship was a big deal to me, and I only did it the other day. And yeah, I actually put it off for a little bit, and I just thought, you know, I need to do this. But she's in Dubai, and you see, she's been in Dubai for a couple of weeks, and she's on holiday, which is a much deserved holiday. She works bloody hard, and I didn't want to kind of sort of spoil her holiday, because I know how it feels when one of your favourite clients leaves you. It's such a naff feeling, and I didn't want to give her that feeling. But of course she took it well. Like she said she was obviously gutted, but that she was really excited for me as well, and you know, fully understands like why I've switched to Tom. He's got so much experience with figure girls. Like he mainly works with, you know, bigger classes, let's say. Like he doesn't have a lot of bikini girls. He works with figure girls, and the figure girls that he works with as well are phenomenal. I mean, he's got big goals for his own business. He's currently kind of one of the top ranked coaches in the UK, to be fair, very, very highly regarded, and he works with some really, really good athletes. And, you know, his goals kind of revolve around, you know, placings, and he wants to be the best, quite frankly. He wants to have the most placings by the time he's retired. And, you know, he's got a couple of pro cards now. He's got like 10 British titles. He's got many, you know, first places, hundreds of placings, and you know, he's not working with people who aren't going to place. Basically, that's a waste, I suppose, for him, because he's got these goals, and so for him to work with me, it's him, you know, agreeing that he expects me to place at the shows. You know, like he said, you know, for next year the goal is the IFBB finals. It's not just doing a show, it's like you will place and you will, you know, go on to the finals, and that's exciting to me. So, you know, I had the initial call with him to like just ask him questions and pick his brains a little bit, to be fair, and he reeled off all this like knowledge, you know, kind of like a similar way of explaining things, like I say, to like John Jewett that I've been doing the university course with. And I just thought, yeah, like, you know, and he didn't push coaching or anything like this, but he did say that he thought I was competitive, and he said, you know, he'd happily work with me if I was interested. And then so he followed up a couple of hours later and said, you know, let me know if you need anything else. And I just went, yeah, I do actually. Let's crack on with coaching, shall we? And yeah, so it's exciting. It's you know, working with the best is just going to make me the best athlete, and it's the time for me now to really step up. You know, I have messed around, obviously, like kind of last month, a lot of drinking. That's for me kind of where I fall down. Like I haven't binged or overeaten particularly. I certainly haven't binged or anything like this post show. It's not like food isn't something that bothers me as much, but I do like to go out, and I just tend to go a little bit mad with it. So yeah, I mean, I've got a bottomless brunch next weekend, and he's already been like, yeah, just don't go mad, but enjoy it. I've got a hen do next month, and he said, well, just enjoy it as much, because obviously it's a hen do, everything's prepaid for, it's all revolving around food and drink. It's a hen do. I don't need to say much more than that. And he said, yeah, we'll just diet you hard when you get back. But yeah, he's obviously not wanting to work with people who are just going to mess around every weekend and stuff. But equally, like, he knows that people have a life, and yeah, so I think working with Paige, she's always so flexible. And so I was worried, like, with a new coach, they might be super strict. But yes, so far I'm sure he doesn't take any prisoners, and like, I know his approach is kind of like, I'm not going to say well done for sticking to everything all week. That's a given. That I've told you what to do it. I'm not going to praise you. But yeah, I mean, so long as I'm not being told that, like, I'm a loser for going out for a few drinks or something, then that's fine. But yeah, like, I do obviously know that I need to a certain extent, like, rein it in as well, and just, you know, if he's agreed to work with me, I need to honour that and just kind of behave like an athlete now. You know, I've done pretty well last year, and now going forward, I plan to have a big year next year, and you know, getting on the IFBB stage is a well, it's the highest level, really, you know, and I really want to do that justice and kind of take it seriously. So yeah, it's an exciting new venture. I'm gonna learn a lot from Tom for sure. And yeah, so that's my new coach. That's why I've made the choices I've made. And yeah, I'm just really excited to, like I say, level up my own game and train better, be able to put methods to my clients, and just kind of, yeah, just be a better bodybuilder as well overall. So yeah, that's the update as we stand. I'll take you through some of the rest of my splits and stuff, and more stuff that I'm learning. 8 weeks until Alicia steps on stage, and yeah, she's looking mint. She's coming in nice and shredded. She had a check-in this morning, so I'll be able to kind of take you through, like, when I go to my athletes shows this year and stuff as well, when they compete, I'll be able to take you along with that. So yeah, there's plenty more to come. Off season's not as exciting as prep, granted, but I will make this as exciting as possible. So keep following along. Yeah, subscribe if you are new. Obviously, like the video if you have enjoyed it and got this far. That would be awesome. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Ciao for now.